Every small town has a story, and we're here to shine a light on the people, places, and moments that make ours unforgettable. Welcome to the Small Town Bold Stories podcast. Noel and Callie, thank you all so much for coming on the podcast. Why don't you introduce yourself and we can kind of talk about what's going on with FFA and some exciting events coming up.
Well, I'm Noel Pack. I'm one of the agriculture teachers and FFA advisors at Meade County High School. I've been teaching there 16 years now.
Wow, that's crazy. It's been that long.
I'm Callie Hobbs. I have been teaching for 12 years, and I've been at Meade County for the last 9, I guess, at this point. This will be my 9th year at Meade County. I started out in Frankfort teaching there and then made the transition to home.
Yeah, time has flown by, it seems like. So for those that don't know what FFA is, maybe kind of talk about what the agriculture part of it is, but then the FFA part of it, because a lot of people I don't think realize that and what that is.
FFA is a co-curricular student-led organization that is tied directly towards agriculture education. So you can't have FFA unless you have ag ed in the classroom. And if you have ag ed, you have FFA. So it's co-curricular, which means it's designed to flow into the curriculum that we teach. So students have the opportunity to compete in various competitions, hold various leadership opportunities, but really we kind of pride ourselves on the premier leadership, personal growth, and career success side of it when it comes time to incorporating it together.
That's what a lot of people don't think realize too, is it's so big on leadership. Go ahead, Noel.
I was just going to say the agriculture aspect, as far as we're concerned, we teach 3 different pathways. We've seen a big transition from just talking and teaching about production agriculture to, Callie teaches both horticulture and agribusiness, and then I teach our animal science pathway. So trying to reach all students and their interests and put them in those high demand pathways where they'll find success after high school.
Exactly. And so many of those contests are helping students get ready for things after high school. So parliamentary procedure when I was in high school was a big one. And I still use that today. And it drives me crazy when people don't know how to run a meeting and they're grown adults. And I'm just sitting there wanting to pound my head against the wall. But, there's that skill. There's the public speaking skills that so many kids, are so scared to get in front of a classroom full of kids. But before you know it, they're standing in front of huge groups and audiences speaking to people. So it's really coaching them and helping giving them those skills that you all do in and out of the classroom with agriculture and FFA.
Yeah, when you look at the statistics, I think it's 10% of jobs have a tie back to being in the agriculture sector. So, a lot of people, they kind of overlook careers in ag and, there's really not that many. There is. And I think that, when it comes time for it, even if we have kids that don't go back to the ag field, we have kids that are going into leadership positions and they're so much more prepared. It's really funny when you talk to our kids who are in college and they have a public speaking class and they're like, the professor came to us and was like, you did so good. How did you get good at talking? And they're like, well, my advisors pushed me to do this contest. So just kind of seeing it come full circle is really cool.
Yeah. And as agriculture gets more technology based on the production side, there's so many opportunities there for kids as well. Even if they didn't think that was something they wanted to do, there's such a need there.
Yeah, we have a student, and he's actually family too, but Dylan Hobbs, he is doing drones right now for agriculture. So he sprays and applies all kinds of stuff and cover crop. And he just actually went this past week and got his FAA license. So when you stop and you see that
so
kind of
legal
thing,
now.
Yeah. So when you stop and
awesome.
see this kind of thing happening, it's unfolding right before us. And the technology side has just boomed in the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah. And I think for a lot of people that don't realize, they think of FFA as the future farmers of America, but it's so much more than that, even though the name has been changed for 40 plus years, I think now.
Yeah, it changed in 1988. So, it's still a common misconception. People don't know what FFA means unless you say Future Farmers of America. But really it's, when we look at our own classes, we don't have that many kids that come from farming backgrounds anymore. It's a kind of a dying breed. And but, we are blessed to still have the production kids we do have, but, it's definitely the FFA has changed in lots of ways, but especially in that one.
Yeah. But the organization has kind of grown to meet that need too, to
For
kind
sure.
of
They
broaden the base.
they've really diversified in the contests that they offer and the opportunities to travel and the areas you can speak in. They've really branched out in order to reach kids who enjoy research or working for someone or whatever it might be. They've really branched out in order to captivate all of those kids.
Sure. So, on that note, every February there's National FFA Week, and that is coming up. So, why don't we talk about like the history behind that and what you all kind of do locally, and then there's a big event that's coming up as well that we want to talk about.
Yeah, National FFA Week is a week of celebration, and it's a week where we really get to celebrate our FFA members. We get to celebrate agriculture, and we get to celebrate education. Typically, it falls during the week of George Washington's birthday, and it's more of a tribute to him as the farmer that he was and the impact that he had on our organization. This year, it actually falls a week later, which does not typically happen, but the way the calendar fell, it fell a week later. But this is really a week where our members get to go all out and celebrate who they are as an FFA member. But it's also a good week, too, for kids who aren't an FFA to be able to see, that's what this organization is about from the various events and outreach that we do.
Kind of show it to them and give them an idea of like, oh, that might be something that I'd be interested in.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So, any events that like the kids are planning for this year's FFA week that you know of yet?
So we've been working on planning. Snow days have made it a little bit difficult, but we for sure always like to have some kind of service project. That's a backbone of this organization. And honestly, I feel like a lot of kids get involved in FFA because they want to do community service. Kids have a desire to be involved in their community and to give back to others. So we are for sure visiting Feeding America in E-Town. So we will have the opportunity to package the school bags that go home with kids on the weekends who are food insecure. And then we package boxes that go to elderly community members also. They have some fun things planned also. I think we might visit Cosmic Golf and have a scavenger hunt.
Might be cold, but hopefully they'll have the heaters on.
Hopefully so.
Yeah.
But it's just, we really try to have lots of things for the kids to do that week to keep them involved and show them like, this is a reason we're here. We're here together to celebrate this wonderful organization that, for almost the last 100 years has given us so many opportunities. So National FFA Week is by far, I feel like, one of our favorites of the year.
And it's crazy to think that's almost been 100 years coming up here soon. So that is wild. But in addition to the kids getting involved, like it's the community part too. So another big part of the organization is the alumni. And don't necessarily mean you have to be an alumni of FFA. It's really open to anybody that wants to be involved. But they do a big chili supper every year, and that's coming up in conjunction with. So kind of give some history behind that and what's coming up for that.
The chili supper is, our alumni puts it on, but it's really a community event where individuals can come together, enjoy a bowl of chili, and see kind of the history of Meade County FFA and what we have done in the community. We're blessed with a group of alumni members. Some of them are parents of current FFA members. Some of them are parents of FFA members that graduated 10 years ago. And some of them are just individuals that have an interest in the organization. Our alumni is what some people might look at as a boosters club, but it's so much more than that because it's individuals in our community who have a true passion for agriculture and our youth. They see the desire that our kids have to serve and lead. So this chili supper has been going on for years. Noel, maybe 10 years?
I'm going to say maybe even longer than that. I have 12 in my mind for some reason, but I can't remember for certain. But
Time flies.
It really does. But it's become an annual event that people really look forward to, that they kind of plan their calendar around it. We've bounced around locations a little bit, but depending on the year, but this has really been an event that, brings in former students and parents, and just those who are really interested in supporting youth in our community. So we're really excited for our chili supper again this year.
Yeah. So it's taking place on February 16th at the College and Career Center, correct?
Yes.
It is. Yeah. We'll be back at MC4 this year. It starts at 5 o'clock. Stoll's Country Store is going to make the chili this year. So we're really excited because I'm sure, I have no doubt it's going to be delicious. And we'll be there till 7. We'll have a live auction that starts at 6:30. So, and lots of local businesses and community members have been very gracious in their donations. So we're excited to see, all of that come together to support the students of Meade County FFA.
Yeah. I mean, in the past, there's been cakes, there's been food, there's been quilts, there's been, a little bit of everything. I think one year I bought a load of rock and used it at a property. So like there's something really for everybody to come and take advantage of. But that's what I like about it is there's so many people that don't have direct ties to FFA, but they donate to it or they support the cause. And that's what's so great. So, if somebody doesn't realize, like, what do those funds go towards? Because I know you all do some really cool things and have had some pretty cool travel and trips in the past.
These funds, one of the things that I love that they go towards is they go towards scholarships for our students. The alumni always gives out 2 scholarships to graduating seniors. In addition to that, those scholarships that are given out also are given out in the form of SAE grants. So students that are in FFA have a supervised agriculture experience, which is a project that they work on throughout their high school career, from maybe working on a farm, maybe owning their own livestock, or maybe it's a research project. They have the opportunity to apply for a grant, and the alumni awards $500 grants to these students who need this money to help build their SAEs. And we've seen some really awesome things happen with those SAEs. And those students have then been able to use that money, build their project, and even go on and win some state awards based off their projects and what they've been able to do with that money. In addition, our alumni has done a great job of sponsoring kiddos to go to FFA camp. They've sponsored them to go to our national and our state convention as well, in addition to some other travels that we've done. So I'll let Noel kind of talk about some of those.
So, starting in 2012, we started attending the Washington Leadership Conference, which is a conference that National FFA puts on for students to go to Washington, D.C. So the alumni supported that trip when we went on that. After COVID, we kind of switched gears and we wanted to branch out from that conference and find other ways to help our students grow in their agriculture knowledge and give them different opportunities to travel while doing community service and those kinds of things. So in 2023, I don't remember. 3. We traveled to Yellowstone National Park and the Grand Tetons for, I don't know, it's probably our trip of a lifetime, really. We took 8 students out there and they got to do community service in Yellowstone National Park. They chopped wood in a recreational area there, which was great and dangerous for all of us.
I'm sure a waiver was involved.
Well, oh yeah. Well, and I'll be honest, Callie and I, we don't chop a lot of wood. We have a dad and a brother that does that. So that was
and they use a chainsaw. Yeah. They don't use an axe.
So, along with serving others, we got to see a working cattle ranch. And so our alumni was a huge part of that trip. And then last summer, we visited California and went to Yosemite and Sequoia National Parks in San Francisco. And without our alumni, these trips would not have been possible for our students. They were fortunate. They had a financial responsibility of their own, but our alumni really made these trips possible for the students. And I think you could ask any of them that attended that these trips were life-changing.
Yeah. And that's what is so great about the organization is it's really able to open students' eyes up to see things that they probably would have never gotten to see before. Mm-hmm. I know when I was in it, I had never been on an airplane before. And it was because of FFA, I was on an airplane scared to death, thinking the thing was going to go down, but now it's the only way to travel. So, it really opens students' eyes up. And I can only imagine what they got to see in California Yosemite, all those places, but it's all because of the people here locally that want to support it. It makes it all possible.
Yeah,
sure.
without our alumni, we wouldn't be able to do what we do at all. I mean, their continued support, it's unmatched compared to anything else we've experienced.
And students, I mean, they're successful. I mean, you had a student that was was a runner-up at a national contest, and maybe tell people about that last year at National FFA convention.
Yeah, so FFA has 4 major awards where students are recognized as a national star in a specific area, whether it's in production agriculture, in placement where they're working for someone. Our former student, Braden Compton, who graduated in 2022, was named a finalist, meaning he was top 4 in the nation as a national star in agriculture placement for the work that he's done with his supervised agriculture experience. So honestly, once in a lifetime experience, I feel like as a teacher, just like it was a full circle moment to see, him grow from a freshman to the gentleman he is today, and to watch his work on the farm, watch him flourish and his passion for agriculture just grow. He's also an alumni member who continues to give back and helps with this chili supper and auction. Braden is one of many successful students we've had. I'm not going to toot Brian's horn too much, but, Brian served as a state officer. Brian's sister served as a state officer. We've had lots of state officers, kids who've competed in national contests. Number one, we have great supporters, but we have great kids who make this job what it is.
Yeah. And it helps when you have good advisors too.
I think it's really cool to see all these kids that do come back as alumni members who want to continue to give back in various ways, whether it's helping us at the fish booth in the summer, or, attending the auction and chili supper, or just stopping in to say, hey, we are genuinely so blessed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so as we kind of wrap things up, what should people know about that event? How can they get involved? If they want to donate something, what should they do?
So just to kind of recap the details, it'll be Monday, February 16th at the Meade County College and Career Center. So that's the vocational school at the high school. It'll be on the second floor there from 5 to 7 with the auction starting at 6:30.
Just follow the crowd.
Just follow the crowd. Yeah, it's just $5 to eat. We asked for a $5 donation. So, come out and join us. If you're interested in donating, you can either reach out to Callie or I. But Madison Compton is the current president for Meade County FFA alumni. She's the best point of contact, but Callie and I can definitely get you in touch with her. She's done a great job of coordinating this event again this year. So, we just hope everybody comes out and has a great time.
Yep,
a lot of information can also be found on the local Facebook page, the Meade County FFA alumni Facebook page. They've been posting pictures of some donation items that have already rolled in, and contact information is also on there if you need to find it.
Awesome. And make sure you bring your checkbook that night. That way, if you buy something, you can pay for
it. Yes.
All right. Well, thank you all. I hope to see you on the 16th and have some good food.
Thanks you so much, Ryan.
So you've got a cool story to tell. Something about our community that makes it strong and unique. You have a business, someone that has a really cool story about the history of our community or anything else. Well, we want to tell that story on the podcast. So do us a favor and visit smalltownboldstories.com so that we can tell that story next and you get to hear it. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Small Town Bold Stories podcast, brought to you by Next Home Chisholm Realty. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and we'll catch you next time with more bold stories from the heart of our hometowns.